Welcome back. So the delete button is not doing anything. I wanted to kind of delete this customer and just go back to this view when the customer is deleted. That's kind of the goal. So let me pick last build again here. So delete the customer, go back to the view with all the customers. That's what we're going to do. Let's try and jump into the code right here, because I'm not going to start by actually adding the click event to the button. I'm not going to start by adding the details to the component. I'm actually going to start all the way down the customer service, because we do not have a delete function in our service yet. So let's just jump down to our customer service TS file down here, and there we're going to make a new function, and that's pretty much going to be the same as this guy. So we're going to start out with a delete right here, going to put in the parentheses, we're going to send in a number, which is the ID of the thing we want to delete, right? We're going to end up actually returning an observable, just like we did in the line above. That's going to return a customer, right? So it's pretty much the same idea like we did with the get by ID. Now the difference is when we return, we're going to use the HTTP request like before, nothing different there, but we're going to use the delete function instead of using the get function, right? So that's the difference. And again, I can put in the same URL because it's exactly the same URL for this delete function right here. Now when you watch my videos, this guy, I'm not putting that in there, the URL colon, that's actually just appearing inside WebStorm if you're kind of confused why that is there. It's just a helper for me to see that that is actually available. Now when I delete this, I still want to return an actual customer right here, so I'm going to still use this conversion for actually returning a customer. There we go. So now we have a delete function ready, and I don't know why it complains. Unused method, oh yeah, we're not using it yet, of course, but now we have a delete method ready to use inside our service right here. So let's try and jump back to our customer detail component, and now I'm going to jump into the TS file right here, because now I want to kind of make a delete function in here, right? So that's the next step. Now of course you have your own choice. You can start in UI, that's really up to you. I'm going to go in here and make a new function here, call it delete, and there I'm going to kind of just, when I call delete, all I want to do is call the service of the customer. Let me just zoom out a bit. And on that service, I want to call the delete. And what do I want to delete? Well, that's very simple. I want to delete the local customer, this guy right here, his ID. So I can go and I can say this customer.id. Now I have the customer I want to delete. Now you always have to remember, we also need to kind of subscribe, right? So let's just put that in a new line, because we're not going to call the delete until we subscribe. And here I know I'm getting a customer back, so let's just put that in there, not this customer, just the customer like this. This is not the same customer that's up here, right? This is the returned customer when we actually have deleted this guy. I'm kind of returning the customer that I'm deleting. Now what do we need to do after deleting this guy? All I wanted to do was kind of the same thing that we did down here. I want to use the router to actually navigate myself somewhere. So I grab this from here, and I'm just going to paste it in here. This router, navigate by URL, and we want to go to the customers. Let's just remove the rest of it. So that's all I pretty much had to do right here. So again, what's happening here, I'm calling the delete function. The delete function actually using the customer service to do the delete. I subscribe to that so I know that the event is sent to the backend, the REST API. And when I'm done, I'm getting a customer back, and then I'm just rerouting myself back to the customer list as soon as the delete is done. Now we're only missing one thing, and that's to go into the detail HTML file and actually call the delete from our button. And you do that using the click event right here, and I'm going to call the delete. There we go. So that's all I had to do. Now I'm actually hopefully up and running with the delete. Let's try and look at our page. Clicking delete right here, boomy, the guy's deleted, and I'm back on the page. Clicking this guy, pressing delete, boomy, back on the page, and the ostomate is gone. Let's just try and delete the few guys here so you can see they're actually going away. Let's delete Ole, he's actually going away, right? So the delete is working. Now I'm not quite satisfied with the solution yet, but it's a good start. So next lesson, let's try and actually make something that says, are you sure you want to delete this guy when you actually press the delete? See you next lesson.